In this video, I'm going to talk about the business partnerships that you may not have expected. There may be times when you get a call from someone in the community and they want to talk to you about possibly having your students do an internship at their facility. And at first hand, you might have a hard time making a connection and understanding how that would fit. And so I have an example here. A few years ago, I was called by a manager of a Lowe's distribution center in Kissimmee, Florida, and he really wanted to meet with me to talk about opportunities for our students to get on-the-job training and do internships at his facility. Now, I couldn't really think of how this was going to work out because I just thought about Lowe's, the box stores, and we weren't really preparing students to work in an environment like that. But I went ahead and met him at the facility anyway. He wanted to give me a tour and wanted to talk more about it. And so I was really amazed when I saw this facility. And as I began to tour the facility, I began to understand how this might be a possibility. One of the things that he pointed out is that they had 50 air conditioning units on the roof of their building. This was one large building. So imagine how large this building could be, that it would hold 50 roof units. And he said they were constantly either performing maintenance on these units or repairing them. And they did all of this in-house. It was a lot more cost effective to do it that way. Well, it turned out at our school we had a heating and air conditioning repair program. So I thought, okay, well, there's an opportunity for some of our students. He also pointed out to me that they maintain all of their electrical equipment, all of their electrical wiring, and everything that was necessary to keep things running. And as it turned out, we had an electrician program at our school. As we began to walk through the facility, I kept seeing forklifts. And just as an example, pretty much anything that was sold in a Lowe's store anywhere in Central Florida all the way up to southern Georgia was shipped out of this Lowe's distribution center. And so they had boxes stacked very high, everything from washing machines to dishwashers, refrigerators were in this facility. So there was about 25 forklifts that were used inside of the building, and there were about 15 of these trucks that were used both inside and outside of the building. They maintain all of these themselves. And as it turns out, in our school, we had an auto mechanics program. So now I'm starting to make the connections. Now I'm seeing that there are a lot of opportunities for our students. As we walked through the facility, we realized that there were 8 miles of conveyor belts in the facility. And at a couple of spots along the way, they had to shut the conveyor belt down and they were doing a repair. And he pointed out to us that the people doing those repairs had to have mechanical training and electrician training. This facility had a little over 2,000 employees, and they worked 3 different shifts around the clock. So they had their own cafeteria, and it turns out we had a culinary arts program at our school. So once again, another opportunity for our students to go and get on-the-job training and also do internships. Another area that was pointed out to us was that they had a medical clinic in the facility. So on any given shift, they would have between 700 and 800 employees working. And if an employee felt sick or had a minor illness, they could see a nurse practitioner there in the facility. This would prevent them from having to leave and go to a doctor's appointment and come back. So as we continued to tour the facility, we actually saw about 4 more opportunities for students in our various programs to do internships. And one of the lessons that taught me was you should always take the opportunity to go and visit with someone and make sure that you know that it will or will not work out as a partnership instead of making that decision over the phone.